What's up, guys? This is Void of Dust Gaming, your channel for fresh arena of Valor content, and I finally found the time to make some more comprehensive guide. We're talking about junglers today, and this is a guide that is especially for players who want to start off in 2023 with a new character, and therefore I have divided the different types of junglers into classifications that we're going to talk about in a few seconds. And this is going to be a guide on what classifications are there in the jungle, how do you play them, what equipment might you want to use, and I have one specific video for one of my most beloved heroes in the jungle as a gameplay to kind of get you on the board how to play different junglers in the game, and this is going to be part of this whole video. So stay tuned and enjoy, and I think first of all we should talk about what a jungler needs to bring to the battlefield, but I'm going to show you my tier or my classification list at first. So let's start off with that. So here we are in a tier list maker, and I have divided the junglers into 4 different classifications. But before we're going to take an in-depth look on the different classification of the heroes, first of all we need to talk about what is a jungler and what does a hero bring to the table in order to be a really good jungler in general. So first of all, your jungler is one of the most mobile pieces in the game, especially in the first few minutes, because he or she is the one who roams freely and hasn't a fixed path in terms of a lane that he or she is defending or fighting on. So usually you want to go into the jungle, max some levels, kill some of the monsters to get the blue and the red buff at first, and then you want to pick a lane that needs support or a lane where you can get the upper hand because you are going to bring numbers to the fight. So in general, what you want to do, you want to find lanes where enemy heroes are a little bit exposed, where your heroes are either struggling, so they need additional support in terms of people, or you want to win a lane, especially early game, and then the heroes on the lane can snowball into the mid and late game so that you can win by a single lane in total. So that's the main idea, is to bring another hero to a fight so that you can win the fight, because now you're fighting 2 versus 1 on the mid lane, for example, or you're fighting 3 versus 2 on the duo lanes, for example, or on the solo lane. It's the same. There are some techniques where people are starting to counter jungle, which means that you as a jungler go into the enemy jungle, but that's something that I can talk about in another video, because right now we want to talk about the classifications. So as we have set what a jungler is supposed to do, now we need some sort of toolbox in order to be excellent at this job. And the first thing that most of the junglers or a jungler should have and bring to the table is something that is going to close the gap in order to reach enemy heroes. So it's called a gap closer, but it's basically a dash. It's some kind of movement ability, preferably one that lets you traverse through obstacles such as walls, where you can take the enemy by surprise, because you will appear on the battlefield behind them and you can close in with your other heroes on that lane and score 1 or 2 kills, or take a tower, or take one of the bigger objectives such as the monster or something. That's something else. It's called objective secure, so you want to kill the monsters, you want to secure the towers and stuff like that. That's also a job of the jungler, but this gap closer and mobility skill helps you to maintain in a good position in order to be really good at that job. It also helps you to get out of a fight if you are playing some sort of glass cannon hero that we're going to talk about in a few minutes. So first of all, you want to have a gap closer, then you need extraordinary damage. That's also something you should be able to put really big amounts of damage in a really short time. Therefore, you got a lot of assassins. Those excel at that job, putting down DPS like crazy. And you also want to have at least some sort of soft CC, which means crowd control. Those can be slows, those can be snares and something like that, or even a hard CC. Hard CCs are even better because it just means that you will pinpoint enemies in that location. For example, Omen has a hard CC because his ultimate is going to put enemies in a certain place and they can't move away from this. So most of those heroes here in the list have a soft CC, snares and slows, but some of them have knockups and stuff like that, which also helps you to win the lane. If you haven't got any crazy CC ability or just a soft ability, such as, for example, Flash, who has only a slow on his S2, it's kind of helpful if you have support heroes or heroes on the lane who can provide additional CC support. For example, Grug with his hook, Aram with a slow with S2, pushing enemies around with Thane's ability and stuff like that. So this is going to help you, and it's going to help especially the heroes that excel at dealing great damage. For example, Tulin. Tulin doesn't have any great CC moment, but he has extraordinary damage. Same goes for Elandor, extraordinary damage, or Sephara, extraordinary damage as well. But those heroes don't have any CC abilities in general, so you want to have support from your lanes because it helps you to win those fights. There's nothing more stupid than enemies getting away from all these fights because you don't have the measures to pin them in a certain area, or at least make it difficult for them to get away. So that said, all of those heroes have at least a movement ability, they've got great damage, and most of them have at least soft CC. Some of them have hard CC, such as, for example, Zephyrs, or you've got here this little fellow, I forgot his name, Errol, who can knock up enemies in the air with his axe when it is upgraded from the passive. So this is the usual setup that you have to bring to the table, and now it's time to go through the different archetypes that the heroes can bring to the battlefield, which is Assassin, Warrior, Mage, and Marksman. That said, most of the heroes here can be played as junglers, and most of them means all of them can be played as junglers. There have been great Yorn junglers, there have been great Natalia junglers. It depends on the team composition, how good or how bad a jungler is. For example, Slims is also a really good marksman jungler. But you can also play Liliana as a jungler, you can play Brunhilde as a jungler, you can play Zip as a jungler. It is completely acceptable to play most of those heroes as junglers. As you see, I'm just putting heroes here because I just found them here in the roster. Yina can be played as a jungler as well. Zeniel can be played as a warrior tank, and this is just something to advise you on what the different archetypes of the junglers are, but there are a lot of other heroes that can be played as jungler as well. So there are even Alice junglers if you want to play it a little bit more randomly. So everything that works, but this is just a kind of short list for the junglers to explain the archetypes. And I want to start off with the assassins first. So I would say assassin is the premier archetype of the junglers because that is usually the way that junglers were intended to be played in the first months of Arena of Valor, and how most of the heroes have evolved in other MOBA games such as League of Legends as well. So assassins are highly mobile, they have great damage, and they have at least one or two tools in order to get out and then afterwards get in and get out at the same time. So most of these heroes are a little bit more glass cannon stylish. That means they have more damage but less armor. Warriors are basically the same type but with a lot more armor than the assassins, but the assassins can burst down enemies in very, very, very short time. For example, Krignac goes in with his ult, bombs everything onto a hero, and he usually one-shots hero with a single combo. Same goes for Batman, Zilla, and Necroth. Necroth is presumably one of the best junglers in the game right now with, for example, Wukong. They've both got great mobility with a lot of different mobility skills. So Necroth does not only have one but two mobility spells. He has great damage. Same goes for Murad, who can play quite safely. Arwi has great mobility. So all these assassins have in common that they share mobility abilities and that they have great damage. Second, we have the warrior type. Warriors are basically, as I said, some sort of assassin, but they have greater armor, and especially the last ones, Rourke and Zephyrs, get even more armor if the passive triggers or you activate the ultimate, which just means you don't strike and burst as quickly as the assassins do, but you will be able to stay longer in the fights, and that means that you can apply more damage over time. So your damage per second is worse than of those assassin guys, but your DPM, your damage per minute, is presumably better because it just means that you can fight a little bit longer. For example, Errol has healing abilities. She gets a shield. He gets a shield with his S2, so he prevents incoming damage. Volcav can even be invincible for a short duration of time. This hero can also halve the damage that has been infused on him with his S2. So warriors are just a little bit less mobile on the one hand, but a little bit more tanky on the other hand in comparison to the assassin. The different archetype than the two before are the mages, because mages come with a new sort of damage type. I mean, yeah, Zill and Flash are here in the assassin list, but they're played a little bit more like assassins than they are played as mages, so their playstyle is a little bit different, and usually you don't see them too much on the laning because they are just some sort of assassin and they don't like the upfront confrontation. But these mages are quick as well, so we've got mobility spells here, we've got mobility spells there, we've got a really crazy ult that lets you travel through obstacles, and we've got great damage with a lot of CC on Darcy. So these heroes have really great damage output. They can nuke enemies down in a couple of seconds. It's just one combo with the passive from this guy. This guy is silencing enemies whenever he approaches them. Kira just has crazy damage output, and I always wonder why she's not played a little bit more often. And Darcy has not only great damage, but also great crowd control, which is also a really important factor, especially at the end of the game where you will have a lot of team fights. So these champions are a little bit like a mixture between their usual form as mages, but they're played a little bit more like assassins when it comes to their overall performance in the jungle. So this is like the third archetype and the fourth archetype, and I've got a video for Lindis here to show you how marksmen are played. It's the least common. They're not played that often anymore. There was the marksman meta where a lot of marksmen were just put into the jungle position. Violet was played there, Brunhilde was played there, even Telenos was played in the jungle position as a marksman. But what these heroes combine is either exceptional mobility with a passive, with at least one or two spells, with another spell, with some slow. This is like a hard CC compared with a mobility skill that he has on his S2, and Bright is just something super special. I have put him here, but you can also put him here with his ult. So these are marksmen who have good attack speed, and therefore they can just push enemies down from their health bar in a really short duration of time, and they also have good mobility. So that's what they all have in common, and therefore they kind of fulfill the requirements that we set at the beginning of the video, which is you have to have at least some mobility in order to excel, and that helps you to be really good in the jungle position. So this is basically it when it comes to what junglers are in the game. The basic idea of the junglers are all the same here. You want to catch enemies by surprise, you want to hide in the bushes, you want to counter jungle as most often as possible, and then you just want to bring numbers to the fights and create situations where you have at least one or two people more in a fight, so you can obviously win the fight without having to risk any of your heroes, win the fight and then snowball into the mid and late game and also secure the big objectives. And therefore it's really important to have a good damage and good DPS in order to get these big monsters like the Abyssal Dragon and the Darkslayer even on your own when it comes to level 7 or something like that. All those heroes are capable of getting them by themselves, so this is really important as another classification of them as well. And some have even something in addition to the usual jungler layout. So for example, Necroth and Omen are really good at split pushing, which means that they have great damage to towers over time. He gets an attack speed buff, which is like crazy with his passive, and those guys are really good at taking down towers on their own when the focus is on any other lane when you come to the mid game. So this is something that is in addition to that, which makes especially Necroth and Omen quite capable and quite strong, because they bring something in addition to the table that some of the other heroes here haven't. Well, that was my jungle guide. Now I've got some gameplay featuring Lindis for you. I'm just putting down some music without great explanation, just in order to make it a little bit more comprehensive for you, and you don't have to listen to it, but you can just watch it with all the information that you have already gotten so far. And that's that. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys want to see more like that. So if you kind of liked it, put a like here, and comment and subscribe, and do all the good things that I need in order to grow the channel. And thanks for watching. Have a pleasant evening, and bye-bye. See ya.
Welcome to Arena of Valor. Get ready. Minions will be deployed in 5 seconds. Prepare to engage.
There is a flower that only blooms in winter. I am ready to give everything.
Our middle lane tower is under attack.
Of course. They will never see it.
First blood! Enemy double kill! An enemy has been defeated.
Our middle lane tower is under attack. Our dragon lane tower is under attack.
Keep the light in your heart, and you will never be fazed by shadows.
Our middle lane tower is under attack. Dragon and Slayer have appeared.
Never see it. There is a flower that only blooms in winter.
Our middle lane tower is under attack.
An enemy has been defeated. You have defeated an enemy.
I am ready to give everything.
An enemy has been defeated. An ally has been defeated.
Our dragon lane tower is under attack.
Defeated.
They will pass through here. I will not let this land be corrupted.
Our Slayer lane tower is under attack.
An enemy has been defeated. You have defeated an enemy. An enemy has been defeated.
They will pass through here.
Our middle lane tower is under attack.
For hundreds of years.
The iron defense line has disappeared. Send in the ballista. Slayer has been
To the
defeated.
final challenge.
Always cut towards the body.
Ultimate!
The shadow.
An ally has been defeated. Shut down!
Was not in vain.
Our dragon lane tower is under attack.
Executed. Your tower has been destroyed.
Nathaparan Ivalbanin.
An ally has been defeated. An enemy has
Our
been
middle lane
defeated.
tower is
Enemy
under
double
attack.
kill. Shut down. Your tower has been destroyed. You have defeated an enemy. An enemy has been defeated. An ally has been defeated.
They will never see it. Of course.
Your team has destroyed a tower. You have defeated an enemy. An ally has been defeated. Your team has destroyed a tower. An ally has been defeated.
To give everything.
An ally has been defeated.
They will never see it. They will aid me.
Ultimate! An enemy has been defeated.
I am not.
Double kill!
They will pass through here. I will not let this land be corrupted.
An enemy has been defeated. Executed! Your team has destroyed a tower.
Has been defeated.
An enemy has been defeated. An enemy has been defeated. An ally has been defeated.
They will never see it. Of course.
An ally has been defeated. Bloodbath!
Let the light expel the darkness.
Dragon and Slayer have evolved. Ballistas have spawned.
Dominating!
May the snow cleanse your soul.
Double kill! Shut down! Triple kill! An ally has been defeated.
Nice assist. Nice assisting.
Your team has destroyed
Our Slayer
a
lane tower is under
Enemy
attack.
ultimate.
Black and white. frost and fire. This is a duel of destiny.
An ally has been defeated. Your tower has been destroyed.
Of course.
An ally has been defeated.
Keep the lighting.
An enemy has been defeated. Your team has destroyed a tower. Shut down. You have defeated an enemy.
I am ready.
An enemy has been defeated.
They will never see it.
An ally has been defeated.
Let this land be corrected.
Holy Dragon has been defeated.
They will never see it.
An enemy has been defeated. Your tower has been destroyed.
I have been tracking him for hundreds of years.
Ultimate! Ultimate! Shutdown! An enemy has been defeated! An ally has been defeated. Your team has destroyed a tower. Your tower has been destroyed. An ally has been defeated. An enemy has been defeated.
They will pass through here.
Onslaught!
The shadows.
Dark Slayer has been defeated.
Challenge!
Dark Slayer has been summoned.
An ally has been defeated.
I will not let this land be corrected. Aid me!
Bloodbath!
May the
An ally has been defeated. Your team has destroyed a tower.
Of course. Light my way! I am not alone!
Dominated! Double kill! Your team has destroyed a tower. Triple kill! An enemy has been defeated. Aced. Victory!